Hello everyone! In this video, we are going to learn how to describe a picture on the Maturita speaking exam. The Maturita speaking exam consists of 3 tasks. During the first task, you will be presented with a visual stimulus, such as a picture, photo, comic, or graph. Usually you'll get one or more pictures, but make sure you are able to also describe some of the other forms of visuals. Your task will be to describe the picture and find its connection to the given Maturita topic. This task should take about 5 minutes. You will be graded based on the content of your answer and your language ability. More specifically, you will receive points based on your description of the picture, the organization of your answer, and the appropriate use of vocabulary and grammar. There is no way to predict which topic or how many pictures you are going to get on the exam. But it is possible to learn a strategy which will help you complete this task on the exam regardless of the topic. First, make sure you spend about 5 minutes preparing your answer. You won't have enough time to write full sentences, but you can brainstorm some ideas and the needed vocabulary. After outlining all the answers, you can go back to add extra points if you have some time. So let's have a look at one example together. What type of hobbies are depicted in these pictures? Why do people have hobbies? What are your hobbies? Regardless of the topic, the first thing you'll want to do is describe what is in each picture and connect it to the question. If there are people, you can describe their physical appearance, their clothes, and what they're doing. Don't forget that since we're describing a picture and in the picture the people are doing something at this moment, we will use present continuous. She is standing. They are watching TV. Or he is playing tennis. If there are items but no people, you can describe the location of the items as well as their color and other characteristics. Next, you want to make sure to elaborate. This will be true for all the tasks and questions. Never answer a question with just one sentence. Always try to add at least 2 to 3 more sentences and elaborate on what you have said. Don't forget that when describing a picture, we say in the picture, not on the picture. Let's practice. First, pause the video and try to answer the question yourself. Then play the video and compare your answer. Make sure to describe the picture as well as what type of hobby it represents. Try to really push yourself to use more than 2 sentences for each picture. Remember that you can describe anything and everything you see in the picture. Here are a few phrases to get you started. In the first picture, we can see a man holding a tennis racket. He is wearing a blue t-shirt, white shorts, and a white headband. He is playing tennis. People often play sports such as tennis in their free time. Playing sports is a great hobby because it's fun and it's healthy for our bodies. You can either do individual sports such as swimming and running, or you can play team sports like football or basketball. Group sports have an added benefit because they allow us to meet with our friends and enjoy their company as well as exercise. In the second picture, we can see somebody's hands. This person is knitting a blue scarf or maybe a winter hat. We can't see the background very well, but it is probably somewhere indoors. Knitting is a great hobby for people who prefer staying inside and those who like to do something creative. It can be done using relatively few supplies, and there is the benefit that you can also have some items at the end, which you can gift to your friends and family. Most people knit alone, but you can also join a knitting club and make new friends while enjoying this hobby. In the next picture, we can see some sort of board game in the middle. It is surrounded by several people who are actively participating in playing this game. The game is probably on the floor because we can see one of the people's legs in the picture. That often happens when the game is too large for a table. Playing board games is another great hobby which can be enjoyed indoors with friends and family. There are many different board games ranging from very simple ones that even kids can play all the way to very sophisticated games. One game can sometimes take several hours. The last picture shows several books. One of them is open and we can see a collection of stamps. In addition, there are some tools that seem to be for adding stamps to the book. In the past, collecting stamps used to be a very popular hobby. Nowadays, people collect different objects such as Pokemon cards or coins. People usually collect stamps alone, but you can also work with others and exchange any duplicates you might have for new stamps. Collecting has also become easier because of the internet, where people can connect with each other from across the globe. However, collecting stamps specifically has probably become more difficult because people don't send as much regular mail anymore. So, how did it go? Did you notice how we not only described the picture and answered the question, but also elaborated more on the type of hobby presented in each picture? We are not quite done yet. There are still two questions which do not relate to the pictures, but which are related to the general topic of free time and hobbies. Why do people have hobbies? What are your hobbies? Similarly, as before, we don't want to answer with just one short sentence. Make sure to answer and elaborate. Think of several examples why people have hobbies. You can also add a comparison with the past and present. What happens if you don't have any hobbies? How do you answer the last question? Well, you have a few options. You can either make up some hobbies, talk about hobbies you used to like, or describe a friend's hobby. Alternatively, you can say that you don't have any hobbies and explain why. Is it because you're currently too busy studying? Do you prefer hanging out with friends, but you don't do anything specific? Remember that even watching movies can be considered a hobby. Pause the video, outline your answer, and practice answering the two questions. Then play the video and compare. People have hobbies for various reasons. Hobbies are fun and help us relieve stress. They allow us to spend time with our friends in a meaningful way, and they also help us make new friends. Hobbies such as sports can also help us keep fit while having fun. Hobbies can also provide us with a purpose outside of work. My personal hobbies are hiking and reading books. I like to hike with my friends over the weekend when the weather is nice. It's a great way to keep active, and the hike provides an opportunity to catch up with my friends. The views are also definitely worth it. My second hobby is reading. My favorite genres are fantasy and sci fi. Reading is a hobby I can do inside or outside based on the weather. When it's nice and sunny, I like to take a blanket outside with a good book and enjoy the sun rays. When it's cold or rainy, I like to curl up under a blanket on my sofa. Overall, hobbies are very important in our lives, and people should make sure to prioritize them in their lives. How did you do during this part? Was your answer similar to ours? Remember that the more you practice, the easier it will get. Practicing and feeling confident about this first task can save you a lot of time and stress during the exam. If you are just beginning with these types of exercises, you can always practice by writing down all the notes in a 5-minute time limit. Then record yourself answering the question and play it back to yourself to see what you could improve next time. Remember that you might be under a lot of stress during the speaking exam, so you should practice while being under stress too. You can do this by practicing in front of your family, classmates, or your teacher.